Welcome to the Leslie Hawkins podcast. Each week, my guest and I discuss one pivotal moment in their life, what they learned from it, and their words of wisdom. At 28 years old, our guest received a diagnosis that stopped her life in its tracks: breast cancer. And with it, medically induced menopause that no one her age expects to navigate. So she did what many high achievers do when life becomes unmanageable. She threw herself into work. A demanding career in marketing became both her anchor and her escape. But the body keeps score, and eventually hers sent a message she could no longer ignore. Her nervous system was running on empty. So she walked away from the noise of city life and started over, building a short-term rental business in the quiet countryside. This is a conversation about what happens when you finally stop outrunning yourself, and about slowing down not as a retreat, but as an act of profound reinvention. Welcome to the Leslie Hawkins podcast. I am so grateful that you are here. Please welcome today's guest, Sonia Houle. So Sonia is a seasoned marketer and the owner of an 8-bedroom retreat in the heart of Prince Edward County, which is about 2.5 hours east of Toronto. And it is an absolute haven with not only a beautiful house and retreat, but the grounds are amazing and the dogs love it. And we have been coming here for 9 years maybe. And through that, you and I have become friends. Yes. And obviously Rich, your husband, and obviously Marley, yes, your dog. And so our dogs sort of hang out together, which makes this place just so incredibly special.
Yes.
It's been awesome.
It is a gift when you get to meet people through different walks of life in general.
Exactly. Yes. And this place is so special. So love it.
So kind.
So this podcast is all based on one question, which is, what is one pivotal moment in your life? And the reason that is the question is, first, it's quite universal, right? We all have multiple pivots through our life.
Totally.
Some small, some within our control, some big that are not in our control, that are sort of imposed on us. And having gone through enough pivots in my life, found that there can be times where you're standing on an island and feels like you're the only person. And yet there's an entire community of people out there who have been there, done that. And when you start talking about it, it changes your perspective and it's so much better. And so I wanted to create this platform where the audience could meet incredible people like yourself, but also hear about these great stories and give them a sense of how other people are have managed through, and just give them a great platform.
Yeah, it's awesome because it's hard when you feel like you're alone, completely alone, and no one can relate. And so
exactly,
it is beautiful when you can find pieces that you can connect to in other people's stories.
Right, exactly. So let me ask you, Sonia, what is one pivotal moment in your life?
Yes. For me, it was, there definitely is a defining moment of kind of my life before and after I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was in my late 20s and I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, kind of found the lump myself, brought it up to a doctor. At the time, like I said, being 28, that is something that carried with me throughout the whole journey because people are always so shocked about how old I was, young I was.
Yes.
I'm 28, yes.
You're 28.
And I find a lump. Was not looking for a lump. I was on the phone with a good friend actually complaining about the first fight I had with Rich, which I do always think is an interesting part of the story. But I just found something, and it wasn't, didn't feel like a big deal at the time, but I had a doctor's appointment coming up, and so I just brought it up. Yeah. Yes. And so she did a check, and her feeling at the time was that I was too young, But in the next, breath kind of said, well, because it is different than your other breast, we'll send you for an ultrasound. And pretty quickly thereafter, within the next, 3-4 weeks, I was being diagnosed with breast cancer. And a mastectomy was scheduled. So I had my left breast removed, and then spent 9 months in the journey of cancer. So the radiation and chemotherapy. That was a big one. It was a lot. I had mentioned earlier that through that time I was also put in menopause.
Which is so crazy at 28.
Which it was crazy at 28. It's crazy at any age.
Yes.
But I think the one thing also, this being 20 years ago, the conversation about menopause was very different, if even existent.
Yeah.
It just you knew it to be ladies go crazy and then have body parts moved or whatever. But so I would say that it was a like a bit of a void that existed and is now luckily kind of being communicated a bit better to women and identified as things that can impact you larger than we expect in ways.
And so why did the radiation trigger the menopause, or was it planned?
It was planned. It was planned. It was a very aggressive cancer that was very high in
estrogen.
Thank you. I was like, the female hormone and estrogen. And so in order to prevent a reoccurrence, the idea is you starve the body of the estrogen and hope that it doesn't reoccur.
Okay.
So,
So how do you do that?
Needles. Needles and then pills on a daily basis. So essentially when I was diagnosed when I was 28 was the last time I had my period.
Oh my goodness.
It's not bad.
Yeah, okay.
It's like one of the not bad things.
Yeah,
totally. It's not one of the not bad things. But,
right. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, all right. So you do your 9-month journey of radiation. Well, you do surgery, radiation, chemo.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm going right back to work?
Within a couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody gets also antsy when you're sitting at home and you want something to do, which kind of brings, we'll kind of loop back to that later in the conversation. But I was young and I just wanted to get back at it. So I went back to work and it was great. But I think in the next many years, it's where my focus started to become very work heavy. I worked at a few different places, including a few marketing agencies, and they were great experiences. But the life within an agency is hard, and it's quite giving. You give a lot of your time and your extra time and your weekends, and cancel plans, and that was a lot of fun in part. But I think it just also fed into a lot of anxiety and stress. And I was saying disassociation, and just like slowly within time, because it just kind of felt like over all of those years, it was just you were like working. And when you weren't working, you were at home drinking wine with friends or whomever. And then when that wasn't happening, like, you were back at work, or you were just sleeping or recharging or whatever it was. But life just kind of really started to feel limited, I would say. And I for myself didn't really see a whole lot of sustainability in that. I just didn't know how I was going to keep working the way I had been working. And I didn't even really understand like how to change it or how that would happen. So
did you, prior to your diagnosis, were you working all the hours that God gave us?
Not as intensely, but I was also more junior in my career, right?
Yes.
So, but as the years passed, it just became, and my responsibility got larger.
Yes,
you know, you kind of grow, and now you have a team, and I guess just even the way I am and the way I work, I do like to throw myself like fully into the things I'm working on,
right?
Which is a skill set, but also a bit of a hindrance.
It's
when
a bit of a
don't
hindrance,
know how to turn it off.
So as you have the benefit of hindsight,
yes,
when you went
the
back,
best place to be,
isn't it great? When you look back at when you went back to work, do you think that you jumped in with both feet and both arms as a coping mechanism because then I don't need to manage? Or did you do a good job going through the journey of dealing with the emotions that came with the diagnosis?
I don't know if I ever did a great job. I tried to, but I just think it was so many layers. Like even as the years have passed, there are different layers that have come up, right? Like I was not able to have children. And so the way when I was diagnosed, it was not even presented to me as an option. And so that was hard. Like that is still something that I find difficult. Not that I don't think I'm in the right place for me and for my life and for the way it's all worked out, but just not having decisions is always
those
control.
Choice.
Like control is she's the thing that keeps us
exactly
all,
well, and it's a decision that you didn't get to choose. Right?
Any part of. Yes, totally. And so and then as I was dealing with cancer, all my friends were starting to have kids.
Yes.
And so
it's in front of you.
It's in front of you. And then also the isolation got a little worse. I'm sure I'm with hindsight, exaggerating the feelings, but it's just the notion that you start becoming less aligned with people that you used to be more aligned with because you start going in different directions. And it is very common piece of life for sure.
It is.
Just was also a common piece of my life.
Yeah,
I understand it's quite a universal experience, but
except different when it's we always find that when you get to a certain age, everyone starts getting married, right?
Yes.
Like my niece and nephew are going through that stage, right? Where there's multiple weddings every year. And then you fast forward a few years and then everyone's having kids together. And when you're not exactly in that same lived experience, it's super lonely.
Yeah.
Not intentionally.
100%.
At all, right?
No, you totally.
It's just the reality of where your life is at.
Unrelatable, lonely. Like it's just you kind of, there's a difference that you start to feel. So that was, I think, another pillar that was going for me in shaping me is what I'm trying to say in that time and kind of the trajectory of where I wanted to go.
Okay. So then you decide at some point, this isn't sustainable. Got to get off the hamster wheel. And what leads you to come to Prince Edward County? Like leave Toronto? Like what was the starting of that?
Rich and I both grew up in families that had cottages. And I don't know if that's super relevant other than I kind of feel like we just for us, your days are spent kind of just like bike riding on the road. And it was a very simple existence. And we loved city living, but we also liked the idea of doing other things and experiencing a different way to be. Like just feeling like there has to be, like there's not just one answer. Correct. I know there's not just one answer. And so what else could it be for us? And And we had talked about it for a while. We had thought about lots of kind of different places, and we, under a recommendation of somebody, we came out one weekend and checked this place out, and we're just like, this is so lovely. Like it just is like, it has nice food, and it has nature, and it has water, and who knew it was so close to the city, right?
Yes.
It's been, for a long time, has been a bit of a hidden gem, and it just felt like for us, it kind of checked all the boxes, checked many boxes, let's just say. And so we knew that we wanted to move here, but it was just kind of a one day, like, this is enough. I can't do this anymore. Kind of came home from work, and it was like, why do I feel like this?
Yes.
And we just kind of said, okay, let's do it.
Jump.
And I mean, it was very scary, but we didn't get to the point, and we still haven't really gotten to the full, like, so now what? You know, like we just, but, and I think that's good. We've kind of let ourselves, like, be fluid through the experience, which has helped us,
which is
with
really
other issues that we've had come up throughout the years. Because no journey is without thorns on the path.
There's got to be some drama somewhere.
There's got to be some drama somewhere. Totally.
So leaving Toronto, though.
Yes.
And coming here, that is so peaceful and so serene.
Yes.
It's one thing to do it for a weekend.
Yes.
It's another thing to fully reset yourself to, walking away from the busyness.
Yes.
How did you manage that?
Not very well.
Okay.
Like, honestly, not very well. I was just the kind of person I was working, and if I wasn't working, I was usually out after work, or I was just kind of like constantly moving and doing, and we came in that inertia, like it just, like, it all just stopped. And like I did struggle with that quite a bit. I also have had a few bigger things happen in that time. One being, I also got Lyme in that first year.
You got what?
Lyme, like Lyme's disease.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a pretty, like, welts all over my body and stuff. So anyway, it was just like, it just kind of felt like the punches kind of kept coming.
Right.
And so it was like really peaceful and quiet, but then also, just, So,
That's a lot. Okay. So how did you then, I mean, it's one thing to start the business.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my perspective is, from the outside looking in, super easy to do, I know. That because this place is so unique, that the fact that you're a marketer works, and that you've now built this incredible business where you host events and you host people, and it's fantastic and it's gorgeous. But how did you lean into was this like, okay, I left the crazy, now I'm going to come here and I'm going to take all that crazy, and now all I'm going to focus on is this? Or did you find a way to create a balance?
Still very much working on that.
Okay, work in progress.
Yeah, totally. And I think when it comes to this, it has been hard for me to see it as success, I guess, is though, like our bookings are increasing year over year, like by all metrics.
Yes.
Like we are doing well, but I think it's just, I don't know. It's interesting. Is it like the validation isn't coming from somewhere else, so it doesn't feel as important as it did? I often think about that, like how I even tackle issues, when it's for myself, I find sometimes I don't fight as hard as I used to for my employer, right? Like if you needed to get something done, you could get it done for that other person. But sometimes when it's for yourself, I'm just kind of like, it's okay.
Yeah. I'm just going to go easy
fine.
on it.
I'm just going to go easy. I've had it. It's been enough.
It's been enough.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to settle your nervous system?
Again, work in progress. It took a while to identify that was the problem. And I think the nervous system had become an issue and a problem. I think it happened over a really long period of time. Like, I think it happened probably, I can't even, we're all born with so many, so many moments, right? That we carry and things that we carry. But it just started to get louder. And I guess when the silence got louder, so did the anxiety a little bit. And I kind of am not sure if it was because I could finally tune into it.
Yes.
Or perhaps it was just a bit of a culmination of other things that were going on and things that kind of came together. I did try conventional therapies, kind of a little less conventional therapies, sound baths. I tried a lot of things, and all of them are useful tools in the toolbox. But for me, what really shifted, because I had a weekend with a good friend in New York City, and some other stuff was going on here back at the ranch that was possibly going to impact our futures. And I just couldn't shake it out of the weekend with my friend. And so I never get to see this girlfriend, and we get together and it's going to be this amazing weekend. And I was just a wreck. I couldn't snap myself out of it. And it had gotten to that point where it was I was no longer in control of me, the way I felt. And I just, whenever I felt something, I just felt like that's what it was, if that makes sense. I could no longer process through emotions, I think was the thing. And it was actually under her. And I've had some other good friends mention to me that, some medication might be worth looking into, because it had become a physical, I had physically started to really feel the anxiety and the stress and stuff. So honestly, I don't know if this is psychosomatic, but within a day or two, the buzzing stopped. The actual buzzing I had. And so the doctor had thought it was burnout, but, and I'm not discounting it. I'm just not sure how in the 15-minute conversation I had with him.
Right.
But it's working. I'm not complaining. It's working.
Yes, it's working.
And we're all complicated and complex,
agreed.
But yeah, and that was a huge saving grace for me. It really was. I kind of joked for the first while that I was going to wear a t-shirt with the brand of medication on it, because excuse me, because I can't, I kind of grew up in a space where it was you didn't take medication for your, you didn't. That's and also I have been on medication for so much of my life, but the idea of taking more meds is not always where I want to be. Some people are totally fine with it. So yeah, it was amazing how quickly, and then how much space it starts to slowly give you to get back to self and to kind of rebalance.
I find it interesting that you leave the hubbub of major metropolitan international city where you're high functioning, all's good, and you go to where it's peace and quiet, and the anxiety and the nervous system kicks in. It was probably there the whole time.
Yes.
But not necessarily recognized as such.
Yes. Even I kind of laughed at myself that first year. I got a job at one of the new restaurants that was opening up, and it was a very popular spot. And some days I would leave work, be like, I'm literally like I was in charge of reservations, but I was, I'm seating people. And it felt as stressful as it did when I was managing like multi-million-dollar budgets. And that's when I kind of realized like, I'm the problem. It's me. Like there's something in here. It's not just like the vibrations of the world that are doing this. So, yeah.
That's so interesting. It's hard to reconcile, though, I think.
Yes.
And I think it's easy for people to say it's burnout because in some people it is, but it's I think as high achievers where we attach so much value to our title.
Yes.
Whatever the title is.
Totally.
I think it's easy to, when that gets removed.
To
go, but.
Yes. And to be seen, like the title is also, like people care about your opinion. They and sometimes I can, like my personality is someone that can either feel the weight of that sometimes where you're like, stop asking me questions. Or you're like, yes, no, I know stuff. So please, let me be part of, let me be part of this.
Yes.
Yes.
But there's this entire culture around title.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be corporate title, but it's title. Like I'm a mom, I'm a sister, I'm a whatever.
Identity.
I'm a VP.
Yes.
And you take some of that away.
Yes.
And then we all sit there and go,
yes.
This is interesting.
Yes.
My least favorite question that I had over the last year, having left corporate, is, so what do you do, Leslie? I'm like, oh no. So it's taken me a while. Right?
Yes.
For my 20 seconds, this is what I do.
Yes. And to like reframe it. And to be comfortable with feeling that that's what you do. Like, and it being not unconventional, but it's not the same path everybody else is on. Correct. And that is also hard sometimes.
Right. Because you get the
they're kind of like,
the raised eyebrow. What does that even mean? What does that, like, how are you surviving?
Yes.
I mean, it's a totally, judgment comes with it, whether it's meant to or not.
Totally. Yeah. Yes, totally. Judgment, but also curiosity / deep down they're probably asking how they can do it too.
I was going to say there is some envy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as I said at the beginning, our family has been coming here for 8, 9, 10 years or whatever it is. And when we first came, I was like, oh, yes, just check the box. Yes, please.
Amazing.
This is exactly what I want to do. And, it's spurred on our discovery of, okay, what would it be like if we did something like this? We're still on that journey. We haven't yet taken the deep dive.
But you're on a journey. Like you're on a journey. Like, and that as an output does not even need to be the thing, right? I think it's like what you're doing is figuring out how you can exist differently. Still within the same contract, but a little different than the way we have been told. Trained, like whatever.
Yeah, we've been raised with this is the box, right? This is what you do.
And and it's exciting to step outside of it and go, oh, I can actually do something
totally different.
Yeah.
So you've been here now 10 years.
Yeah.
So tell us about this journey. Like starting this business and everything that it is and what you do.
Yeah, it's this journey has been great. This journey, there's been a lot of space in this chapter of the journey. And sometimes not to complain about time and space, but that is, as we were talking, the thing that I think if you can crack that, like at least for myself, it is that's the piece.
Right.
So it just in general, it's like coming to a different place, different friends, not the same groups of people kind of there to support you in the past. Like from a business perspective, it's an exciting Well, I guess if I'm being honest,
Yes.
it is exciting. I like what we do. I like what the house, its space in the world. It's this great little place where people can really come together, like you've done with your family,
Yes.
with your kids, with their
Yes.
friends. Like
Yes.
it's just a nice like getaway to
Yes.
escape together. It's not complicated. It's
Yep.
like things are taken care of. Which is, yeah, like that's what we're trying to do. For me as an individual, like this is now, it still takes time and effort for sure.
Yes.
But it's a bit up and running. And I
Yes.
think I'm kind of at the point where I'm excited and mentally capable to think about other things.
Yeah.
Like for a long time, I wasn't, and I know I was hiding, honestly, in the world. But I'm now at the point that I think that the beauty of hindsight, that it's all for purpose.
Yes.
Like sometimes it doesn't feel like it. Sometimes it's like, am I ever gonna like want to know what I want to do again? Like just kind
Yes.
of, I felt a little like lost in the sea, and I feel like it's at least I'm kind of coming in a bit closer to having an idea, but with no pressure to myself
Right.
either. Because what I do not want to happen is I do not want to end up where I was.
No.
And that is no slam to anything or person, or it's just like I want to keep trying to figure out other ways to exist.
Yes. Okay. And so your health today,
Yes.
you're in a good place.
I'm in a great place. Yeah. I'm
Awesome.
technically still in treatment.
Okay.
So I still, now I still take pills every day. Up until a couple of years ago, I was getting needles every 3 months.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny since cancer was so much part of my identity when I lived in the city, because I was growing up through it. And then also I worked at one of the cancer foundations for a year, which also did not do my nervous system any good, because I used my story to try to get people to join, not to try to get people, but to inspire people. Because one thing that was very cool about that is I got to be in the room with one of the doctors who created some of the drugs I had been treated with. And so it is pretty neat when you see how the impact is real and it's like things are being developed every day. So, yeah.
Okay, good. So your health is good. Business is good. Your
health is good. Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yes, business is nice. And yeah, and I've been, redefining my own goals.
Yes.
And but in the mindset to be able to do that, which is lovely.
Which is lovely.
Yeah.
That's where we all aspire to get to, right?
Like being self-sufficient. That is one of my goals.
Okay.
Like not having to rely on other people, which makes me sound cuckoo. But I mean like gardening.
Yes.
Canning. Like how do we kind of rely on ourselves a little bit more? Not saying that we don't need the world, but
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a good journey.
Yeah.
So as you look back
Yes.
and you think about the journey that you have been on, what are a few things you've learned about yourself?
I think the biggest thing right now is that I'm ever changing. Because, one of the things we talked about at one point was like, who am I? Especially being so young when I was diagnosed. Not that I had not developed as a person, but not that deeply, I'm sure. So just to keep exploring like to tap into myself more and try to understand what's going on.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's hard.
It is hard.
We're very complicated, and life is
are.
not set up for us to actually really understand ourselves. At least that's my, and you open your heart to people sometimes, and they kind of just like, oh, there she goes with this heady stuff again. You're like, okay, well, I get it. We're not all on the same path, but like, the point of your podcast is there are a lot of people on similar paths, even though we're not all on the same one. So
exactly. Yeah. Different stages within it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. My last question for you is, what would be your words of wisdom for the audience?
This is like a hard one.
I know.
It's a hard one, but I think at the core of it, it's like YOLO. You only live once. And it's kind of gonna hurt no matter what, a little bit.
Yes.
So just try to do that which makes your soul feel good. And I know that those aren't always, that's not always a possibility. Like, I understand that, but when you can, like, that's, you only live once, and it's not that serious, even though it's serious. Like, it's, you know.
That it's actually okay to tap into whoever you are and try something different.
Yes. Yes. And the worst thing that'll happen, like when we moved here, it was 5 years was the plan.
Okay.
So that was how I could kind of 5 years. We can do this for 5 years and see kind of where it goes from there. So it was just the baby steps.
Okay. And then it's easier that way.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
We have to. There was something I read once that said, especially when getting into projects, and that is that we lie to ourselves about how long it's going to take. Because if you were true to yourself about the effort, we'd never get anything done.
Oh, yes.
So it's just like, I'll just paint that room. It'll take me a day. And you're like, 7 days later, it's like, what the? Well, that's what it was going to take. But we convinced ourselves that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably one of my biggest learnings. I was like, why does everything take so long to do?
Everything.
It's because I lived in a world where there was 14 other people working with me doing it. I was like,
totally.
Yes.
100%.
It's so silly.
And then you also realize you were working in that example on a high functioning team.
Absolutely.
Imagine all the other teams that are out there that are not as high functioning. Like, that takes forever.
Yeah. Exactly right. Yes. That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I so appreciate this conversation.
It's
amazing to see you thriving. I love what you've built in this business.
You guys are really great. You guys are great advocates and great friends. And
it's amazing. So blessed by you.
Thank you. The same back to you and you.
Thank you for joining me today. Sonia is such a wonderful human who has been through a lot. And yet, to talk to her, you would never know. To go through all of this at 28 years old and then menopause for 20 years, I just can't imagine. If this story resonated with you, please share it with someone you care about and be sure to subscribe so you can continue to hear more pivotal stories involving one question, one turning point, one powerful story. I'll see you next week with another guest on the Leslie Hawkins podcast.